So leave me alone.
We are back with InShambles. It's Dan and Michelle.
It's the Blue Mashisha Poppy here.
And we have the beautiful T in the building.
Hi.
There she is. So let's get started. So T, musician, comedian, Instagram influencer. Just what do you not do? What do you not do? You're just all around talented. Like beyond triple threat.
I mean, I think that's just what I kind of stand for, is like my talent and like what I have to offer to the world as far as my talent. So that's just what I like, what I give and what I stand for, and like women empowerment, of course, too.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So really quickly, give us a 30-second about who is T. We want to know who T is. We want to get a little more in depth with who T is.
Well, T is actually an alter ego. She's like a part of who Tamera, that's my real name, who Tamera is.
Okay.
But like I would say all together, I'm just like I'm just a normal girl, really. Like, you know, I'm just a normal girl, like, and who knows herself. I think that's like one of the biggest things about me, is that I know who I am, I know what I want, and I know like what I stand for, and like that's kind of like what I'm about showing like the world, because I would like other women and men too to also know those things. Yeah.
Okay.
About themselves.
And real quick, like how'd you start? Can you give us a little, like, how did T make a name for herself?
I made like a big impact off of social media. Like that's where a lot of people know me. And it was just based off of like just my comedic input on Instagram. I think I just came up with the idea of like, I'm gonna show I'm sexy and by being like backwards with my ass facing the camera, and then I'm gonna turn around and be like, say something like outlandish and like make you be like, what? To the point where it was like you could not watch it again. So it was like, that's how it became like a viral thing of like, hi, my name's T, and how I made like a name and like a brand of myself.
That's crazy. So, I seen the grocery store videos where you be dancing around this shit. That shit would be funny as fuck, yo. What inspired that? Like,
well, because I just feel like people like are always dancing in the grocery store, like you know, like when you hear your song and you're just like, and you're pushing, you get your almond milk, and you get your your Nutri-Grain bars or whatever you're in there doing.
Out here. I'm gonna T from Hollywood.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that video, I was like, I want to go grocery shopping.
I mean, that's what I get. I don't think anybody should drink regular milk, but that's just personal preference. But yeah, I just feel like people just like music makes people dance. So I just felt like I just wanted to like be like, I just felt like whatever's relatable, I know people will like. I felt like people would like it, you know. Some things I would do, and I didn't think anybody did. And people would be like, so me, hashtag mood, and I'm like, oh shit. And I didn't know y'all were weird too.
And I think that's something really cool and unique about you, that you're not afraid to pretty much show the entire world, because you have you're that poppin'. That it's okay to make fun of yourself. So with that being said, did you feel like from the moment that you put that first video, did you feel it was gonna just escalate to how big it is now?
No.
It just kind of.
I didn't, because the first initial video that I did was like just like to my friends on like a different page of an account that I had that wasn't even HiMyNamesTee. It was just like my regular, because I used to like be like a hardcore model at one point, so I would just post it. I just posted like a funny snippet on that page. And like all my friends that know me were like, oh, Tamera, you're so stupid, you know?
You're so stupid.
And then I was like, and everybody was like, you should really do those. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a separate account, because I didn't know if I wanted to mix the brands of me being a model with like being crazy and sexy and like wild and funny. So, but then when I did post it, it went viral, and I had no idea it would go viral, but it was literally like everywhere.
What was the clip it was going about?
I said, hi, my name's T, and I got bad, and even though I got bad eyesight, I could see a hater from a mile away. And then I was like, I see you, bitch!
That's pretty
and then my armpit was like hairy, and so like, it was like the comments exploded because her armpit's hairy, her ass is fat. Did you hear what she said? She's so funny. So it's just like, it's just like keep going, like on like.
Her armpit's hairy, by the way, her ass is fat.
Yo, she's still bad though. She's not hairy, but she's bad.
People were like, what the fuck? Like, you know, people were just like, there was like just so many like, what? Like,
that's
but it was
they
like.
really thought you was Indian. With the Namaste hat name?
Yeah, people thought like, yeah, at first they were like, they knew, oh yeah, this means hi, my name's T. But as I started to like show different like comedy like scenarios, not just hi, my name's T and turning around and saying something stupid, like people started thinking it was hi, namaste.
For Etsy, obviously thought it was hi, namaste.
Because we do Bikram out here, they say namaste at the end and shit.
Yeah.
And to kind of go, before we go on to the next segment, again, to kind of piggyback on what I said about like you just being free to be yourself. One of the videos, how you mentioned that you like the grocery one, I just want to tell you, I could not stop laughing on the different types of walks, the female walks.
Oh, all the girls like that video.
I swear to God, I kept rewatching it, and I was just like with friends, like, look at this, look at this, look at that. Yeah. It was so relatable, so I think that's really cool that whether people have met you or never will have the chance to meet you or whatever the case may be, like they can look at your stuff and they're like, oh, okay, not only is she like beautiful, but she's not scared to be herself. Like, she's not scared to, you know, make a fool of herself. So I think that's lovely.
Thanks.
Keep doing that.
Yeah.
So we like to talk about current topics on the show. We want to get your input. So right now, what happened over the weekend? Are we Team Cardi or are we Team Nicki? What does T have to say about that? What does T have to say about that?
It's not candy out here.
Like, what?
My thing is, I don't even know if that's like Nicki was not to be seen in that video, and I'm a very factual person. So if I don't see, oh, that was straight up Nicki, and like, you know, obviously it was Cardi acting a fool towards whatever, but she didn't even mention her. So for me, it's just like I don't even know. Like even if like that was really what happened, because I wasn't there. So I feel like I don't really have, you know, room to say anything about a situation when I wasn't even there or involved. That's just my opinion.
No, that's fair enough. We just
I like when Spin King played it at the club with Tekashi there, and they're like, we're Team Cardi B on this side, and then you see him throw up like the symbol and shit. I thought that shit was ill. You don't see that video?
I didn't see that either.
T and I are like, what are you talking about?
I'm just a Tekashi fanboy at this point.
Whatever the situation was, I find it very childish because it's a fashion event and there's a time and place for everything.
Absolutely.
Run up on her, whoever you got a problem with, whether it's Nicki Minaj or some bystander, you know, in a different, you know, situation. Like, you be slick with it at least. Go to the bathroom. It's like, why do you need to make a public announcement, like, at a place like where it's supposed to be about fashion and not about you? Like, why would you make that kind of a, I don't know, I just felt like it was really ratchet.
Wise words from T. If you're at Fashion Week, don't do that. Don't do that.
I think it was just disrespectful, like to the community of fashion.
Absolutely.
Like and like I'm not like, you know, this super big fashion icon, but like at the end of the day, like I do have some sort of like
input.
Dude, this is at Fashion Week.
It was at so it was at the Harper's
Bazaar
like after party.
Oh, was it after party?
It was the after party.
Okay.
So I mean, we don't like.
Was she drunk? She had to been drunk.
We don't know.
But that's been Cardi B the whole time.
All I read was there was one shoe off and one shoe on. So.
And her ass was out. Did you see that video? Her ass looked good though.
So
her booty looked nice.
And it did. But yeah, so.
Have you seen the Lil Pump Kanye video?
Yeah, well, I only seen like little snippets because, you know, on Instagram they just posted with the little big bodies.
What's your musical opinion on that?
Okay, well, I love Kanye, so I don't care. Like nobody could tell me nothing about Kanye, like ever.
Even Trump supporter, yeah?
Huh?
Even the whole Trump supporter era, yeah?
He had an opinion which everyone is entitled to, and he may have not explained it in the best way. But he had a message that he was trying to get across to the black community, I feel, and it was just that people just need to wake up. You know what I mean? And I don't think that it was taken in a bad context because of he was a very emotional state at that time, but I don't think he meant any harm by the things that he said. It hurt me with what he said, like, you know, like
as a Kanye fan.
as a fan. But at the end of the day, like I took myself out of it and was just trying to look at it at a different perspective, like as far as like trying to understand him as a human being and not just like this mogul, you know, because he's still a human at the end of the day. But nobody can tell me nothing about Kanye because I love him. You know, so I don't even care.
Another musical opinion we want to know from you. Drake and Meek Mill rekindling that once feud. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts, just in general?
I mean, cool. Finally, you know what I mean. Nobody needs to have beef like that. Like where everybody's trying to make music, everybody's trying to do their own thing. Like there's, like I feel like everybody in the industry is in their own lane. It's not about like competing. It's just like about making people like if music is about making people happy and like making people or even like just feeling an emotion at the end of the day. So I just feel like. What was really the beef about anyway?
Yeah.
Just get over it. Who cares? It was years ago. Like move forward. Like good for them.
See, there it is. And now to kind of touch upon your music career and how you're doing that. What kind of music did you listen to growing up?
Well, I'm biracial, so I listen to
like Logic.
Like what is he? He's black and white, right?
Yeah. He's just in every song.
I don't know who's black or who's white, but my mom's black and my dad's white. So it's like I grew up listening to all kinds of different music.
Like country.
No, it wasn't like country, but it would be like more so like classical music, like Frank Sinatra, or like
that's classic.
Like my dad was like really heavy in like the heavy metal industry, so like I grew up listening to stuff like that too. But then my mom like would put me on to like obviously like Janet Jackson, and Michael Jackson, and 112, and just like growing up like with R&B and like. I think that's just how it is when you're biracial. You just get like kind of like the world, the music. More. Yeah, exactly.
So you get a little bit of everything. Which, what necessarily would you say? Like, is there a specific genre that inspires your music, or is just a little bit of like what you said, both your mom and dad, or like how does that process work for T? Like, what inspires your music? What inspires you to create that?
Well, I feel like other artists inspire like my music, and then some of the things that I've like gone through as well, or like in the moment as well, because I also like write poems. So I think that was like my first thing that I started doing, and then I realized I could turn my poems into
like a
music
song,
and stuff like that, because I was always singing when I was growing up.
What are your biggest influences?
But yeah, like my biggest influencers would probably be like Janet Jackson, Beyonce. Like I look at people like Lady Gaga as well.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
I like as far as I'm really big on like the women sides of things, because obviously I'm a woman. So.
But I didn't know that.
If you didn't know,
She had a dude. She's like been tricking us the whole time.
You never know. No, but I mean, there's men that I like. I'm like, oh, that was inspiring. Like when I did some of my the music that I've dropped. Yeah, my first song was like inspired by a guy, Flip De Niro.
On that Cardi B Bodak Yellow shit, but you were singing on it.
Yeah, the Leave Me Alone.
Yeah, that shit fire.
Thank you. Yeah.
You really be singing, and then you also be rapping.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like, what doesn't she do? Like, I gotta hang out with. I gotta hang out with.
Yodel?
Can I yodel?
Like the
I haven't even like really like actually sang yet, like in any of my music yet. Like my next track that I'm gonna drop is gonna be an actual, like it's gonna be just a cover again. Like I'm just doing covers right now.
Okay.
But it's gonna be like me actually singing.
Well, I tell you this, like you sing better than my
trap
song. Or Lil Baby, that'd be fire.
Yeah.
Use their flow. Like
I can probably do that my next one. Like after I do this, like, because I think I'm gonna do like a Lauryn Hill cover.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's real traditional.
Alright.
We gotta hang out with
She
T.
real classy,
like,
yo.
I know no one would ever know.
The next thing she knows, she's like at an opera house. I'm like, what else does she not do?
Wine. She's like, would you like some?
I am sipping wine. Let me tell you. No, that's why I really appreciate you guys bringing me on the show, like because like. A lot of people don't know, like, I'm actually just, like, really regular. Like, people are like, oh, my God, her voice is so annoying. And, like, this is, like, my voice is actually very monotone. Like, but on Instagram, it's like, hi, it's like, my name's, because, but I know it's, like, cringeworthy. So it's like, I know it's going to work.
It's working. She's not annoying, and she's actually really humble in person. So, yeah. All you haters, I got it here. Thanks, I got it here.
Yeah.
So, do we prefer freestyling or writing, or both?
I mean, I prefer writing only because when I freestyle, I don't know what the fuck is gonna come out of my mouth, and it might just be like I kind of try to like stay away from it, like. I try to stay away from freestyle.
It's all like mad.
Just because it's like you never know what I'm gonna say, and sometimes the things I say can come out really bad.
Yeah. It's like when you're freestyling with your homies, and then someone says something low-key gay, but then y'all
right.
for a second.
That's
like,
what
I would still.
I'm that homie.
You're like, shut up with my tricks. I just suck it. Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I would still
said,
think.
yo, get in, yo, get. And then be like,
Hey, raps, dick talk.
But then I would be that like homie that'd be like, yo, that shit was still fire. Let's run that back.
Run it back one
time. You know, you speaking out on your musical career, what advice would you give to someone who not only looks up to you but like wants to be in that same realm or like that same process? Like, you know, what would you tell them to do, not to do?
I would say definitely be patient with yourself and the people that you're working with when it comes down to the music, because sometimes it can get a little bit frustrating because you're still in the beginning trying to find your voice, and not necessarily that you don't have one, but just the fact that it's like you're trying to find out, you know, do I want to go this way with it, or do I want to go that way with, or can I do both? You want to make sure that you're obviously coming out into the industry the right way, but I would just say just try to like not be so hard on yourself, and just, you know, just do your best and be kind to the people around you.
How did you do this by yourself? Like, how did you get discovered? Like, when you were 15, 16, did you start doing music first? Did you start doing comedy first? Or like, because I read that you were signed to All Def Digital at one point too. So like, well, how was your come up? Like,
well, I wasn't signed to All Def Digital. I just worked with them a lot. But in the beginning, as far as like my come up, like
were you a Vine star?
I did do Vine. Yeah, I was.
Did you get popping off that?
I did get a little bit popping. I had like my wave at that time when it was like King Bash and like.
So were you doing that all by yourself and shit?
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, I would collab with other people, but I was mostly just doing things on my own.
So how old were you when the Vine? Was that the first thing?
I think it was I mean, I think so. I guess Vine was kind of like my first thing, and like on Instagram too, because I did like funny videos and skits in the beginning, just a little bit. And like people, like it was like when you had 20K on Instagram when it first came up, it was like you're a big deal. You know what I mean? So it was like, I think that's how I kind of like even got with All Def Digital, because I met a friend of mine, Jay Snow, and he's actually like a big writer now and like doing really good things for like the comedy community. But we had booked a movie together. It ended up never coming out, but it was supposed to be like a Netflix movie.
Oh, shit.
And then he was working at All Def Digital with Russell Simmons, and then he was writing something for the network, and he involved me. He told me he had written a character for me. And so I came in and I just got really involved with All Def Digital. It was something that we did with Q from World Star Hip Hop, R.I.P. But that was what we did collectively with All Def Digital, and I just got involved with them. But I don't think it was like my first big thing or anything like that.
So you literally went from Vine to having a connection with All Def Digital for a little bit, and then I read that you were in a Tyler the Creator video.
Yeah, I did a lot of music videos back in the day. Yeah, I did.
How old are you right now?
Me, I'm 23. I'm about to.
What's back in the day?
Back in the day, I started doing music videos. That was like my thing. Like that's why I was saying I used to be a model. Like that, I was a video vixen.
Model shit.
Yeah, like my first music video, I was barely 16. I was 15 years old. And it was the Travis Porter.
Tattoos on the back, I see how they, yeah.
Okay, now ladies, yay! And I was like, I had my little debut, and like from that moment, like I don't know, like I just kept getting bigger and bigger, and like if the music wasn't hot at that time, like I wasn't in it.
But music wasn't hot, but tea was hot.
I'm just saying, like I was in the video, like I was like if the music was lit, I was in the music video. I was like, this is my shit. I'm born to be a star. I'm beautiful. I was feeling myself, so I was like, and I knew because the way I would like carry myself at such a young age too, like I knew that the directors would like me.
Yeah.
So like I always knew, like whenever I went into a music video or an audition, like I always felt confident that I would book it. So that's really like how I started out, was doing music videos. But yeah, I did a music video for Tyler the Creator. And they're cool. I'm cool with them still to this day. With Jasper and like his clique. But yeah, people always remember that video. But it was just so quick.
Yo, you'd be funny as fuck on Warrior Squad.
Oh yeah. I wanted to be involved when I was younger, but I was shy because I was like, But like my ex-boyfriend used to say that like they lived in the same apartment building. He would like leave dog shit on fire in front of people, like
so
thing,
funny.
like and he would just like jump off of shit. You know, he was just wild
crazy
boy.
shit.
Yeah, and I was like, oh damn, I wish I could do stuff like that. And now I kind of low key.
Now you put dog shit on people's neighbors.
No, I wish I could go that far. I think I'm a little too like, oh, I don't want to take it too far.
But I like that about you. That I mean, whether it's too far or not too far, obviously, like you know your boundaries. But I like that, like you're just kind of like fuck it, like
I'm like fuck, but I want to fuck with people.
Yeah, no,
you
yeah,
know, like
that's
lighting shit on fire. You know, at least if I do that, I want to do it like you said with a team of people.
Yeah. Or it's not just
like,
solely like Tina Blame,
like
put that girl in jail. I mean, at 16, Vine, and then. Those are big accomplishments because now it's MTV Wild and Out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I would sit and watch like MTV Wild. That's a big flex. Like I'm flexing for her, even if she doesn't want to flex. Like I would watch MTV Wild and Out, and I just would think like, how cool would it be to be like one of those girls? And
how'd that happen?
Like explain that. That's. Like I think I'm so excited for you.
I wanted to be on Wild 'N Out for a while, but I never. Every time I would like audition for it, they would want me to be a girl, like a Wild 'N Out girl, and I was like, I would say no.
Damn, you more than that. Women empowerment.
Yeah, I just wanted to be more.
Fuck yeah.
And not that there's anything wrong with being a Wild 'N Out girl. It's just that I felt like I was funny enough to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
But they never looked at me like that until HiMyNamesTee, and then I was actually out to eat with a girlfriend of mine who's a Wild 'N Out girl at the time.
Okay.
And she was like, "You should just hit up Nick and just be like, dude, put me on the show." Like, and I was like,
That's simple.
I was like, yeah, you're right. I should, you know. And so I went to go DM him, and he had already DM'd me like 3 weeks before, and was like, "I'd love to have you on the show."
But you didn't know?
I didn't see it because I was getting so many DMs at that time.
That's DMs. Girls' DMs be popping. You can get Nick Cannon for a job. You're like, I don't even know that. Like,
it was like 3 weeks.
DMs are
That's when I was like, let me start going to guys' pages and like pressing DM to see if they've DM'd me because
T's DMs are popping.
Yeah, my DMs are pretty lit.
Is Drake in there?
I wish.
Oh shit! Damn, champagne.
Yeah, right. I'm totally not his type. I've already tried that shit for sale.
She's like, I already tried.
Just
send him images of poutine and who can smoke.
I'm not his type. He's got like a specific type. But
BBW.
Let's
the type that want to suck you, try to eat some lunch with you.
Besides all these major accomplishments, let's talk about your musical career. So you have 3 songs. Swish.
Yep.
Leave T Alone, and then Belong to Me.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about those and how that came up. Like, are we focusing on music more? What are we doing?
I mean, I think I have my energy kind of like spread evenly to all of my like the talents and crafts that I'm focused on at the time, and music is one of them. But I was with my friend CP Dub, and I was like, oh, I want to do a Flip De Niro remix. I think that shit would be fly.
Foot on next.
Yeah, foot on next. And he was like, all right, okay, cool. So then I did it, and then after that we felt really good about it when we dropped it, and we were like, let's drop this other one that I had also did, which was the Swish remix of Tyga, and then that one did pretty well too. It was like me actually rapping, and then I was like, let me sing a little something, just another like melodic thing, and I kind of wanted it. It was kind of actually like a personal one for me, which was the Belong to Me, which was a cover by Sabrina Claudio, and so I did that one, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to do that one on my own, and so I did that, and then I dropped that one, and that's the last one I dropped, and it seems like people are really like, they feeling it.
I'm not kidding when I say like you're more than triple threat. I was listening to it like. Singing, you're rapping. I'm not gonna lie, it made me kind of want to like sing and rap, but I can't do that. I can't do that to save my life, so we're not gonna do that. But
How'd you link up with Foot on Next?
How did I link up with Foot on Next?
Yeah.
I am Foot on Next.
Oh, shit, fam. We need that ad-lib right there. Foot on Next.
I am, I would say the Beyonce of Foot on Next.
Damn.
I would say so.
She is.
And I don't think that anyone would argue with me on that. So let's just say that.
What does it mean to you?
What does foot on next mean to me? It means to me that you're a boss, and if you're involved, you're a boss. It's because you got your foot on everyone's neck out here. And you're not letting up. And I feel like, you know, I'm doing that. So that's why I'm the queen. That's what and Queen T.
Now I'm just being nosy. Like as far as musically, like what are your end goals, end results with that? Like drop an album, like what are let's dig into that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to drop more than one album. You know, I want to be, you know, taken seriously as far as like my music, and I want to make an impact. As far as like what could be, you know, you can be more than one thing. Mm-hmm. You know, you can rap, you can sing, you can do so many things.
Would you do stand-up comedy?
I have.
Oh, yeah. you perform stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's an all-around, like that? More than a triple.
It was fun. I did it.
Were you nervous?
Yeah. I took like hella shots before though.
Oh shit, he was mad drunk.
Low key.
But it loosened you up though,
right?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, if I don't take shots, I'm gonna pee on myself. I was so nervous, and I was like telling everybody like, I don't know. And then they were like, come on, you just gotta do it. And like Kevin Hart was there, like watching my first time, yeah. And I was like, fuck. And then I just was like, fuck it. And then I just went up there, and I really did really well. And like I got a lot of really great feedback, and like from a lot of people like in the comedy like world, they're like, dude, like, you know how hard people work for this? Like you just have it so naturally. Yeah. So yeah, I got a lot of great.
That was your first
feedback.
time too with Kevin Hart in the.
Kevin Hart was there, and my boy Chris Reed was there, and he's on Disjointed on Netflix.
Yeah.
My girl Crystal put me on to the show, and she's like a really big woman comedian. But there were like a handful of people in there that were like, it was at the Laugh Factory.
Oh shit,
yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, so
you doing stand-up comedy? She's singing and rapping, and you all wilding out.
Yeah.
Do you act?
Yeah.
Yo, you Childish Gambino.
I know,
you Childish C now.
That's how I kind of felt. I was like, is it Jamie Foxx? And I was like, no, I don't think it's
Jamie Foxx is old. Shout out Jamie Foxx.
Shout out to Jamie Foxx. Like he was doing it, and then but I'm more like, yeah, Childish Gambino.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like when your albums drop and you have like, I'm not 16, but if you need a video vixen, I got you.
You would dance in my video.
I would be honored to
Maserati Michelle in the cut.
NT's video. I mean, that'd be like my little flex. Like for yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like who'd you video vixen for? T. Do we have any visuals coming soon for any of the songs?
Yo, let's get a visual popping.
I mean, I haven't.
Let me pull for the visual, T.
I haven't I've done like originals. I've already worked on like my original music. Okay. But like, you know, like I'm just learning about the music industry, and there's a lot of like back end things that you gotta do before you can like. I haven't really honestly even thought about like I have, but not to the depth of like. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, you guys. Okay. Because I'm still like wanting to kind of like earn my respect in the game. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, before I start putting out like my original music.
Well, I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
And I'm being dead serious. If you need a video vixen, like.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, Michelle trying to go full video vixen.
No, I mean, I'm not like.
Any rappers hit Michelle up.
No, I said
the show.
I said
only female rappers.
She's ready to put on a G-string for me.
I mean, I may not look as flawless as you, but we're getting
twerk.
But before we end with T, we gotta do rapid fire real quick.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
So rapid fire, we're just gonna ask you just
personal
like
questions.
random
Real
quick questions. So for example, first one. Favorite? So I heard you like to watch Instagram fetish videos.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Whoa.
What's your favorite?
They're not gross. They're just these little stupid things that are it'll be like a little microphone, but then if you squish it, it goes. I don't know. I just like it. And I just keep watching them. I just keep getting interested in slime.
Do you have one account that you just go to every night before you go to bed?
No, I just look on my Explore page, and because the Explore page pops
know
things
you.
you like. They're like, we know she'll be here if we put this on. They're like that, and I'm like, oh my god.
And you are?
Yeah, I'm just
She's just waiting for it to pop
up.
up.
Wait, what type of videos is it?
They're squishy, slime videos. I don't know. They're weird.
They're weird.
Is it ASMR?
Huh?
The thing where you make sounds and stuff? Like the sound stuff? ASMR?
I don't know what they're called. I just know they're squishy things, and you can turn them into anything you want. And they start off as a funny object, but they're really slime.
Another one.
It's kind of artistic.
Most embarrassing moment you can think of that has happened to you or you were involved in, like most embarrassing one.
Getting dissed, you know, by a guy when you think you're like the shit, and then they'll be like, no, I'm not interested.
Oh, that probably does.
It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, you got hurt?
Yeah.
Damn.
One time only ever.
Who was it?
So
Some stupid idiot
Let's
that's
not even give him any clout. Because now you popping. Now you popping.
actually I totally bagged him. He's my dude now, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that.
Whoa.
But in the beginning he was
Guys,
like,
curve your shorty. Curve the shorty
in the
first.
beginning he curved me.
You
and
gotta
I was like,
curve
"Whoa!"
I got him now.
I was embarrassed. But yeah, now I got him, so.
Obviously, you know, one of your many talents, you being a musician, your ideal collab with upcoming artists now. Like, who would you, like right off the top of your head, who would you be like, yeah, I want to work with them, him, her?
I mean, I don't know. I'm more so like, I don't know.
You know?
No, not really. Because I'm not really like that kind of a person.
Okay.
That's just not how I am. Like I don't really like aspire. It's probably like a bitchy thing to say, but I just don't really aspire to like if somebody. I just be like do my thing, and if somebody like reaches out and they're inspiring to me, like someone like Beyonce or Janet Jackson, then of course.
And I'm for sure letting
but
you know right now, I'll be that video vixen in a heartbeat, whether you
In
tell me
that
or not.
Video vixen Michelle here.
I just don't like be like, oh, like I wish I could work with that person. It's just like whatever falls
You
into
just
my
know
life.
your worth.
I just be like whatever God has in store, I'm down with it. Yeah.
And last but not least, we want to know, like, can we get like a little quick bar, a little T singing,
Hit that
like,
falsetto.
yeah, like let us. We want to see what T's got. Like,
Next year,
she starts yodeling.
Okay.
She knows the shit.
Okay.
Let's see.
Clear the throat.
And I swear it, baby, it be like ooh, you don't know my name. And I swear it, baby. There you go.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Pulled out of nowhere. I
was like, okay.
Not gonna lie, she was singing, I was reevaluating my entire life. Like, fuck, I should sing. I should learn how to sing.
Aww, you're really good.
I feel like you should have BT.
I live vicariously. I follow you, by the way. I live vicariously through T, so I'm just like, damn.
Thank
That was
you.
really amazing.
Thanks.
You are by far overall talented, so
Thank
continue
you.
doing what you are doing. You are making tremendous waves.
Mm-hmm.
We clarified her name, right?
Yeah, it's not Namaste.
It's T.
It's
But you
T.
can call it Namaste on the low. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Probably not. But that was the beautiful T. We had her with us today. And that was
InShambles!